is ready for some learning. Oh yeah. Hello, friends. That was a very special introduction. I, of course, am feeling very special today. I am here in Kansas City enjoying this lovely, cloudy day, and I hope you all are having a great week, really kicking some you-know-what in life and business this week. And you know what time it is. It is time for my favorite time. It is time for Tuesday Tips, where you are getting a brand new tip every single Tuesday to help you kick online business butt. And I'm really excited about today's tip because it's really 10 tips rolled into one. So you are getting a 10 for 1 tip. Let's call it 10 for 1 Tip Tuesday. And it's all about something that I'm extremely passionate about, which is branding. So today, I'm going to be sharing 10 things that brilliant brands do so that you can make sure you're doing them yourself. But before I list off those 10 things, I just want to quickly clarify what a brand is so that we're all on the same page, there's no confusion, and why the heck it's even important. So your brand is your overall business identity. It includes visual things like your logo and specific fonts and specific colors and graphic elements, design elements, all of that good, fun, visual stuff. But your brand also includes non-visual things like the mission of your business and the values of your business and your voice and how you write and your copy and the vibe you give off. So when people go to your website, what is the vibe that you're giving off? It includes the experience that you give to your followers, to your clients, to everybody. So it really includes everything. So think of your brand as all-encompassing, all right? All-encompassing. It's not limited to just your logo or anything like that. It includes everything. And I like to say that your brand is you, because if you have started your business, then you are your brand. And the more that you can infuse yourself into your brand, the better, because it's going to help you really stand out among everyone else. It's going to just make the competition irrelevant, and it's going to allow you to attract the right people, all right? So that is what a brand is, and I kind of already said it, but your brand is really important. Your brand is what is going to allow you to attract the right people you want to work with. So if you're not attracting the right people right now, there's probably something in your brand presence that's broken. Having a strong brand is also going to allow you to not only attract the right people, but it's going to help you get people who are really devoted to you. So think about things like brands like Apple or Starbucks. Like, sure, they could go to places that are cheaper and probably more convenient, but they are like devoted followers of those brands. So they are willing to go out of their way. They're sometimes willing to pay more, things like that. Also, like, competition just becomes like, when you have, it literally farts when you have a strong brand. But like, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of people in whatever industry you're in. And if you guys have like products or services, your brand is the difference between them choosing that person or you. So when you have a really strong brand, people are going to choose you because they are obsessed with your brand. So I could go on all day about why branding is important, because it is so important. It helps you be remembered and all of that good stuff. You don't want to just fall into the sad, forgotten clutter of the internet, because the internet is a big, big place, and you want to make sure that you are standing out. So, with that in mind, I am now going to share with you 10 things that really, what I like to say, brilliant brands do so that you can check to make sure you are doing them for yourself. That's my cat, Mr. Purring background. He's been a total brat today, by the way. Isn't he always? Okay, So let's talk about 10 things that brilliant brands do. Number 1, brilliant brands have a very clear purpose and mission. So they are not all over the place. They are not lacking clarity. They know exactly what their purpose and mission is, and they make everything revolve around that. So all of the content that they create, from whatever it is, videos, blog posts, social media posts, any paid products or services, they're all created with this purpose in mind. So you have to be super, super clear on your purpose and on your mission, and make sure that everything you are doing in your business is in line with those two things. Don't be like me many years ago, where I was kind of all over the place and I was like trying to focus on DIY and recipes and business and photography and storm chasing and dating. I was like all over the place. And as a result, I had almost no following, even though I was blogging 5 days a week for almost 5 years. So brilliant brands have a very clear purpose and a mission. Number 2, brilliant brands know their ideal audience inside and out. So you probably heard this one already. You must know your ideal client. But you really do need to know your ideal client. And it's not just enough to be like, okay, I'm going to target females in their 30s who live in the United States. You need to get really in depth with getting to know them. You need to be making this your full-time mission. You need to know what their interests are, what they like, what they don't like, what they want, what they're struggling with, all of that good stuff. The more that you can get to know them and get in their heads, the better. And this is what brilliant brands do. They know exactly who they're trying to cater to, because catering to everyone equals catering to no one. So you really need to get as specific as possible, because then everything else in your brand is going to be so much stronger when it's geared and aimed for that exact type of person. Number 3, brilliant brands have a distinct voice. So you need to make sure that you are setting the tone for your brand and being consistent, and you have a distinct voice for your brand. So are you letting your voice out in your posts, in your emails, in your, social media and blog posts? Is it like a stale business voice, or is it your voice? The more that you can really bring your own distinct voice to everything in your brand with the writing, the better. One of the things that I always get from people, not to say that I'm brilliant or anything, but people are always telling me that my blog posts and my emails are so great to read because it has a distinct voice. I tend to just kind of babble how I talk in real life. So ask yourself if you are truly using your own unique voice. Number 4, brilliant brands use graphic elements to evoke feelings. So you don't want to just choose colors because it's a pretty color palette. That's not a good reason to choose colors. You need to think a little deeper when it comes to choosing your graphic elements, your fonts, your colors, all of that stuff. You want to think about, what am I trying to get people to feel when they see these things on my website? So for instance, on my website, I use a lot of really bright, fun colors, because one of the things I want people to feel when they come to my site is fun. So I have strategically chosen all my colors, all of that type of thing, to make people feel like they're having fun when they come to your site. So you don't want to just choose all of your graphic elements because it's a trend or because it looks good or whatever. You need to go deeper. It should make people feel things, which leads me to feeling things. Brilliant brands make you feel something. So think about a brand that you like. I'm sure whether it's a clothing brand or a store or whatever type of brand, what is a brand that makes you feel something? Whether that's you're feeling motivated, or maybe you feel empowered or calm, or a brand makes you feel playful, energized, inspired, whatever it is. There's so many things that you can feel, and really good brands will make their audience feel something. So think about that. What do you want your audience to feel? Which leads me to number 6. Brilliant brands make you do something. You feel compelled to get involved with them and to take action, whether that's joining them in their mission or maybe supporting them in some way by purchasing a product or a service, or maybe it's just moving you to do something that you might not have done otherwise. So think about times where you have been like, yeah, I'm feeling like so inspired. I need to do this, or I'm going to join them with their cause, or hell yeah, I'm going to buy their thing because they're awesome. That is an example of a brand who has moved you to do something. So that needs to be one of your goals. You want to move people to take action, like that little storm cloud with the lightning bolt. Okay, number 7, brilliant brands are always consistent. And if you have seen me, if you have been around me for more than like a few days or read any of my blog posts, I probably sound like a broken record. But I always like to say that strong brands are consistent. And this means strong brands are using the same exact colors and fonts and graphic elements across everything, social media, website, all of that, their entire online presence, but they're also giving off the same vibe continually. They're also using the same voice. So all of their brand identity is consistent wherever they go, online and offline. If you are all over the place and you're not being consistent, then you are being confusing. And guess what? Brilliant brands are not. Brilliant brands are not confusing. So you want to make sure that you're being consistent. Otherwise, the little heart with the arrow in it is going to keep making a pained face because confusing brands are painful. Number 8, brilliant brands are really passionate. I'm getting really passionate right now. I'm like practically sweating. But it's true. Brilliant brands, they've got to be passionate. So make sure you are truly, truly passionate about the purpose and mission of your business, because if you are not, that is a recipe for burnout and overwhelm and people not really being excited, because why should they be excited if you're not excited? So if you're not truly passionate about the purpose of your business, then it might be time to kind of reevaluate and maybe switch directions a little bit. You need to do something so that you are actually creating a brand that you're really, really passionate about, like the little Hershey's kiss with the face, all right? Number 9 out of 10 things that brilliant brands do. Brilliant brands understand and leverage their quirks. I am so obsessed with telling people to just be yourself. Be yourself no matter what. Figure out what makes you unique. Embrace all of your quirks and weird things, whatever it is, and infuse them into your brand, because really good brands, they not only understand their little quirks and perks of their personalities, but they use those throughout their business to make them really unique, to make them stand out, and ultimately to attract people that are really, truly going to resonate with them. So the little doodles you're seeing, for example, on the slides right now are my real life doodles. I am obsessed with doodling. So if you go to my website, you're going to see my doodles. If you buy one of my planners, you're going to see my doodles. I infuse my weird-ass personality into my blog posts and my emails and all of those type of things, all right? So you need to be looking for ways that you can infuse your quirks and what make you different into your brand. And lastly, we have reached number 10, and that is brilliant brands provide relevant value. So you want to make sure that you are actually being relevant and not just basing your brand on the latest trends or fads, because that way you're going to be going out of date real quickly. So you want to make sure that your brand is staying relevant. You understand what's going on in the world, and you understand world events, and you might respond think about why do I keep using Starbucks as an example? But Starbucks is a good example. Fun fact, I worked at Starbucks for 5 years, but they are consistently responding to real life events that are happening and supporting charitable things and things like that. So you want to make sure you're not basing your brand on a trend or a fad that's going to get outdated really quickly, and you want to make sure you're growing with it by providing relevant value in the world, or in this case, on Saturn. Okay, so those are 10 things that you need to make sure you're doing in order to really have a brand that is strong, that is consistent, that is attracting the right people, and that is really just going to stand out above the rest. You don't want to be like everybody else. You do not want to blend in with the masses, because I should have looked. I don't even know how many online businesses there are like today, right now. I would actually be curious to look that up, but there's probably billions of them. So this is why your brand is so important. It's going to set you above, or apart, I should say, from everybody else. Okay, so I hope you found these tips helpful, and Mr. English Muffin would like to remind you that there is a free branding course. I have a free branding course above that you can enroll in by clicking on the link, and it's going to walk you through how to check your brand. So if you are not 100% sure that your brand is clear, that it's consistent, that it is filled with your personality, then you need to enroll. So I'm going to show you exactly how to check your brand. We're going to go over all the things that strong brands have, and I also walk you through how you can really get to know yourself and your quirks, and then put them into different areas of your business, like your photos and your copy and all of that stuff, all right? So heed Mr. English Muffin and grab that free branding course so that you can be totally amazing. And yeah, that's really it for today's Tuesday tip. I'm going to check my phone really quickly. I'm using this like OBS thing, which I really like. OBS is open broadcast software, for those of you who did not know, like I did a week ago. But I can't really see comments or anything like when I was using the Be Life TV. So if anyone has commented, I haven't seen it. So I'm sorry if I did not answer a comment. If anyone left a comment, I'll have to figure out a system for that. Okay, so if you have any questions about branding in general, leave them below. Also, since it is Tuesday Tips, feel free to drop your tip in the comments of this video. So what is a tip that you could share that will help your fellow person really kick buttocks in their business? I'm like obsessed with the word buttocks. It's so silly. Okay, this is a good cue for me to get off, so I'm going to get off now. And that is it. Okay. Bye.